Ho, ho, ho. Merry almost Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and every other holiday under the sun. Uh, I wanted to start with me in full screen so you could get the beauty of this sweater. Oh my gosh, it's popping, isn't it? So we are preparing for break and our test before that, and I am using a different screen sharing program. Hopefully it works. As I go to write on my screen, I think it should be working. So let's see it. Just got to move my face down. Scrolling might be a little different, but bit of a time crunch today. So we're going to give it a try. Looks like I'm writing well. How am I going to scroll? That's going to be the question. We'll figure it out as we go. Okay, so anyway, let's start this first one. 4 and 5x, that makes 9x. 9x here. Divide by 9 on this side. 18 divided by 9 is 2. Greater than or equal to x. I don't love having the variable on the right hand side, so I would switch this up and say, hey, x is less than equal to 2. It's the same thing. The inequality is pointing at the same thing. This one just makes it easier for me to visualize that I'm going to go to 2, make my dot because of the equal sign, and point to the left. We'll test this scrolling capability here in a minute, but before I do that, draw my inequality symbol or my the line just like I do with the equation. I want to get rid of that -6 right away. Divide by -6. Be careful when you divide by a negative as I do that. Divided by negative is going to be positive 23. It was a greater than symbol. Now it's going to be a less than symbol. 6x minus 7. I'm just going to rewrite that over here. And I'm actually going to rewrite it with 6x minus 7. See how the inequality is open to that side? So I've moved, I don't love 7 being there because it kind of looks like my inequality symbol. I'm just going to rewrite it. And then 23. So plus 7. Plus 7, I have 30. So this is really just like solving equations, but you got to remember to flip that inequality. X is greater than equal to 5. All right, let's see how the scrolling feature works. I think I can scroll now. Oh, yeah. All right, so it's not a perfect thing, but okay, what I have there, X is greater than equal to 5. Go to 5. Again, bit of an experimental tool technology here. Go to 5, make the dot, point to the right. All right, let's clear all this. Can I erase the whole thing? Ooh, if I delete, there we go. All right, now as I get this technology down, it'll go a little smoother, but let's get to the top of the page so I can at least get as much as possible in there. All right, one more solving. I don't like having to click there. It might be back to the old ways. I did this to save time, and then it's probably taking me more time with this, trying to figure this out. Jeez. Okay. X minus 6, so add 6 to both sides. So now you have 21 plus 8x. You have x over here less than, well, I guess maybe it'll be easier for me to move the x over here. So minus x, and now I have 7x plus 21. I have 0 over here. I could have done this in a easier fashion by moving the numbers to the left-hand side in the first place, but hey, we're there now. And what I did by moving it, if you didn't move it, that's fine. What I've done by moving this is I've essentially flipped the inequality, but now I'm dividing by a positive instead of a negative, so I'm not going to have to flip it again. So I have x is the greater than symbol. -21 divided by 7 is -3. I like rewriting that. I would say, hey, x is greater than -3. So go to -3. Which numbers are greater than it? All the numbers to the right, to the right, to the right. All right. Okay, have this down a little better. There we go. All right, she likes to knit scarves. Good for Jackie. It costs $3 to send a scarf in the mail. Materials for the scarf, $2. Okay, so we have an inequality right here. Will Jackie make a profit if she makes 7 scarves? Well, let's see. Um, she has to pay $5 per scarf. Uh, sells the scarves to her friends for $5. Okay, so this side is selling, right? The right-hand side, this side, the left side is making. We want to make the selling side worth more. So, okay, 5 times 7, 35. Is 35 greater than 2 times 7 plus 3? 14 plus 3, 17. Is 35 greater than 17? Yes, it is. Will she make a profit? Yes. She will make $18 profit. Good for Jackie. Let's see when Jackie starts to make the profit. We know that 7 is a possibility for her to make a profit, but when is 2n plus 3? When does this profit begin to happen, right? So if we solve this equation, we can figure out when the profit sounds like a premonition. When the profit begins. Okay, so the profit starts pretty much right away. So we have 3n is less than 3. 3 is less than 3n. So the profit begins as soon as we sell the second scarf, I should say. So the first scarf is going to cost the exact amount when n is greater than 1. So basically, sell a second scarf. And you would have to say too, not just like 1.00, you're not going to sell part of a scarf. So once she sells the second scarf, because Jackie will break even at one scarf. They'll pay $5 to make that scarf. $5 make it, so you have $0 there. Anything more than that, any more scarves made and sold, you'll be making a profit. Good for you, Jackie. Thriving little business. Okay. Scroll feature or something to be desired. Okay. And for every mistake I make in the video, remember, you get extra credit if you point out those mistakes to me or whoever your math teacher is. So just ask them for all that fake extra credit they give, and I'm sure they'll be happy to add it to your test score. Okay, Smiths are hosting a family reunion. 45 people invited. That's $5 per plate. Inequality. We need to spend at least 200 to reserve the banquet hall. Okay, write an inequality for the number of people coming to the reunion. Okay, so 45 people are invited, so we will have adults plus children will be less than or equal to 45, right? All the people that are invited will come, unless it's like my wedding and people just show up. It was fun though. It's all good. But it can't be more, right? Everybody can come, or a few people might not come for whatever reason. Write the inequality for the amount of money spent. All right, so $5 per adult plus $3 per child. We need to spend at least, which means we're going to spend more than or equal to $200. So we need the money spent to be more than 2. All right, let's go onward. And I know I'm speaking fast. Pause, rewind, go back, do all that fun stuff. All right, let's do some graphing. Woohoo! Graphing, graphing. This is the graphing song. So sing it when you're graphing. Okay, go to 1. That's your y-intercept. Oh, you gotta love fractions. Everyone apologizes for fractions. You've been hating on them for so long, but they tell you what to do. Up to 1, 2, over 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Love me graphing some fractions. We're saying greater than, so there's no equal sign. Connect them with some dashes and go above that line. Everything above that line is a solution, my feasible region. Let's switch the color up, shall we? Kind of like my sweater. A lot of things going on. All right, -1. It's right there. -2x, which means we go down 2, 1, 2 over 1. Remember, -2 is like saying dick, -2 over 1. Look at that green. It's popping. Could you tell from my sweater that I like bright colors? Maybe. Now we have an equal symbol. Ooh, let's use this feature. Does it work? Align. Look at that perfectly straight line. Loving it. See, I'm getting this new technology down. Less than or equal to, so everything below. Ooh, gotta switch it up though. Where's the drawing feature? Ugh, I got too cocky. Okay. So everything below that is a solution. All right. Let us scroll again. All right, I'm going to write John P. Google and say, hey, I need to scroll easier. John P. Google Meister. Never heard of him? They named Google after him. True story. All right. Delete. Switch the colors up. That one was, I liked it, but it was a little much. Let's go back to our regular old boring blue. My boy blue. All right, -2. We're going down 1 over 3. So I'm gonna miss that. Almost missed that negative. Down 1 over to the right. 1, 2, 3. Down 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Gosh, this might be the first time a lot of people saw me this week. A lot going on in Casa de Cunningham. I'm gonna do something crazy. I know what you're thinking. What if he shaded it a completely different color? Oh my gosh, less than. I'm going below. See ya. Is it yellow? Perhaps maize. Greater than x minus 5. Okay. -5 is my y-intercept. X just means 1. So up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. I have an equal to sign, so I'm going to rock a solid line across there. It says greater than, so go above that line. And go above the line with whatever you would call this color. This color is a lot like Doc Brown, Marty McFly. If you go away from it, right? If you go away from this color, you're here, but then you're like, you know what? I think I want to go back to the fuchsia. These colors were a little different, but I had to land that joke like an old DeLorean. Okie dokie. Scroll down. We're making pretty good time. It's in such a rush. Maybe I can breathe a little bit. Maybe not. Getting cocky again. Now the delete feature is not working. There it goes. All right, I'm liking this. What do we call this? Write in the comments below. Blow it up in the comments, as they say in the biz. It's short for business. Okay, so y is less than negative 1/2 x plus 3. So we're going to draw a couple different lines here. So we have a system of inequalities. So less than negative 1/2 x plus 5. So go to 5. Negative 1/2, so down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. It's going to be less than this, so I'm going to do myself a favor here, and I'm going to do these in, just going to do like cross patterns here. You know what? Let's use some primary colors, shall we? Let's see how many people's art skills. So we're going to go less than this line. We're going to do so in blue. Okay, so we're less than that first line. Okay, the next line I'm going to do is going to be yellow. Greater than 2x minus 3. So go to minus 3. You can barely see it there. 1 to negative 3. Oh, sorry, it says greater than 2x minus 3. Okay, so I'm at minus 3. Maybe I shouldn't have covered up these numbers. It's hard to see now. Up 1, up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. I think I'm in the right spot. Up 2 over 1. Over 1. Okay, I think I did it. If not, I'm darn close. All right, I'm going to be greater than this line. So all this blue right here, well, let's just start right here where I'm just above the yellow. So right here, I'm above the yellow, and the only thing that's true in this little region is that I am greater than the first line. And then I hit this point right here where these begin to cross, and blue and yellow make bump, 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 bump. Green. Maybe they wouldn't make this shade of green. But anyway, I am in this little zone where I am greater than one line and less than the other. This triangle of cross pattern. Maybe I'll just make it like this. So basically this green represents that I am above the yellow line and below the blue line. So the blue and the yellow are mixing, making green. So anything that is just blue, only the less than negative 1/2 x plus 5 is true. Anything that's just yellow, that's only the things that are greater than 2x minus 3. The green represents the mixing of those colors. See, I learned so much in art. Can you tell? Okay, let's try this again, but we'll just kind of do it with cross sections instead of my whole art lesson there. All right, greater than or equal to 3x minus 5. Put minus 5. 3x, so up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. So we need to connect those with a straight line. Oh, I thought I hit the line tool. See what happens when I don't use, oh my gosh. There we go. I need to be greater than that line, which would be all these things, right? So that's all above that line. And also greater than negative x plus 2. I'll just pick a very different color than it, that bright green. So go to positive 2, and then I'm going down 1 over 1. Look at this Miami Vice looking pattern. Loving it. We're going to have like a Christmas in Miami feel here to this one. Okay, so I'm below this line. So I'll make the crosses go the other way. I'll have them go horizontal. So anything below this line that's hitting both green and pink makes both of the statements true. And then see when I hit just the parts that are green, that only makes the one thing true. So you've got this feasible region that covers both green and pink, Miami Vice style. The ecto cooler slimer from Ghostbusters thing is just the second graph, and then the things that are just pink are the first one. All right, we're feeling good. Scroll down. Okay, this one's gonna take, a combination of a lot of skills, but we can do it. The following graph. Okay, so like these lines. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that the super dark one, I'm gonna assume that that's like everything blended together. Okay, so get so I'll call this right here. I'll call this negative line, the one going down with a solid line. I'll call that uh line 1. How do I know that's line 1? I'm going to associate that with the top one because it is a solid line, which means it's going to have a greater than or equal to symbol. Okay, so there is a greater than or equal to because it's a solid line. The other one's going to be less than and it's below. Okay, so I'll just pick 2 points here. Why not well, I need the y-intercept, so let me go ahead and count that. 1, 2. So my y-intercept there is positive 2. And what about my slope? It's not down 1 over 1. It's not down 2 over 1. It's not down 3 over. Oh, wait, it is down 3 over 1. So I went down 1, 2, 3. Now, there are many different points that I could catch, but I would rather just be on a point and not have to calculate the tiny little fractional movements there in between. So I'd rather just go down 3 over 1. Negative 3 divided by 1 is my slope, so my slope is negative 3 of line 1. Okay, that's line 1. I'll make it very clear which line I'm talking about. Let's pick red for the other, or fuchsia, as we've established. Okay, again, and with all my drawing there, it's tough to see the y-intercept a little bit, but if I go, I believe I'm down 2 there for my y-intercept. So my y-intercept here is negative 2. Usually I wouldn't say plus negative 2, but it's there. It's all good. It works. And I'm a little crowded over here, so I'm just going to pick some other points. Maybe these 2 points to count in between. Hey, it looks like I'm just going up 1 over 1. So that is fine by me. Up 1 over 1, my slope triangle, 1 over 1 is 1. So I don't need to write this 1x. I'm going to be safe, and I'm just going to make sure that I put a number there so it shows that I've calculated a slope. So I'm going less than x minus 2 for line 2, by the way. This is line 2. Yeah. All right, now let's check which of these are solutions. I'll be using blue to mark these points. 0, 0 is outside of both of those. So is that a solution? No. 3, negative 1 over 1, 2, 3, down 1. It's in this darkest zone where both things are true, the feasible region. Yes. 5, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I'm in that darkest zone where both things are true. Yes. 1, negative 1. Okay, 1, negative 1. Now, I'm kind of squinting here. You can probably tell a little better on your paper. Let me double check on the paper just because my drawings there got a little messy. But 1, negative 1, it is not below that dashed line. It is on that dashed line, I should say. Now you can be on the solid line, which it is on the solid line. So it would make that 1 true because that solid line means that everything on it is included. But that dashed line means it is not included. So this one would be a negative. No. All right, and then 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 1, 2. Again, we have an instance where we are You are above that one line. Since you're on the dash line does not count in this. We need to be under it. You can't be on it. So, no. All right. I hope you enjoyed my sweater. I hope you enjoyed the work, the bright colors that came with it. And maybe I'll actually see you in class this week. Wouldn't that be something? All right. How do I stop my screen share? I want to stop my screen share. Stop share. Cool. Just wanted you guys to get one more look at this beautiful, the colors, the bright lights. I don't even know what's on the back. Now you guys do. All right. Peace out.